Good morning. It's Monday and it's the Monday Live. As every Monday, we are talking about SEO. And today's topic is where do we start? Yeah, where do we start an SEO project? So I guess it's your own website, or if you start thinking of working on somebody else's project, then well, it's a little bit different the approach. So let's consider this from a business owner point of view. So you have a website, you are scared about SEO, but you realize that you're not getting enough contacts from your site, your traffic might be low, you got the site you thought in the beginning that was going to give you some good performances without working on it very much on purpose. You thought it was going to work just by existing over the month. You realize that you're looking for more business opportunities in many ways, on many levels, and your website is not performing as good as you could, so you think you would like to optimize it. So let's assume this is the starting point. So you are a business owner and you would like to know what to do on your site. Well, there are so many things we can say. Today I would like to start giving some, as always, to give some very actionable and easy things you can do. They will already make a difference. Rome wasn't built in a day. You can't get with perfection, and you can't aim for perfection, especially if you're trying to make it do it yourself, saving, keeping a budget a little bit low. I know it might sound weird that I'm telling you how to do it yourself, and I'm an SEO specialist, so I could just tell you, do it with me. But I really think it's lovely to give people the possibility to choose whether they can do things on their own, or over time they realize that they don't want to spend time doing it. They rather prefer doing something else. So they prefer to be outsourcing, but at least they know how things are done, so they can better understand when somebody like me or anybody else is telling you how you could optimize it. You have some knowledge, some know-how, and you can better understand, evaluate what you're being told and suggest it for your project. You can have your own say. You can say what you prefer to be doing, and that will be help you feeling more empowered, more the owner, not just of the business, but the decision owner, the one who actually decides, I want to do my own SEO at least a little bit, or I prefer to be outsourcing it. So when you begin your SEO project, you generally have a lot of content, a lot of pages that you created, which they do not intentionally target any keyword. You will have the typical pages, the about us, contact, services, the very typical pages, and possibly, hopefully, some blog posts, which I've been doing over time, because either you like blogging or somebody told you that's useful. We've been saying it so much that now it's nearly convincing. Now people nearly start believing that blogging is useful for business. Yes, blogging is useful for business. So you might have some blog posts. We are starting from a point in which you have content. It's not optimized, it's not targeting any keywords yet. So what you need to do is to make a plan. One of the tools that I use, one of the first things that I do when I work with a client, after having a speech and saying how our work is going to be like, and so we will have the developers fixing all the errors and issues on the site. We will make a strategy for making good quality backlinks. So I ask my clients to make a list, and you can do it yourself. You can start making a list of possible websites you might ask for a link, and I would be considering evaluating it with my clients, seeing how they can be the links which they really help you. But if you're doing it on your own, just to have a list and to start outreaching websites, creating some kind of connections, that's a good start. But on the content level, I generally start with something which sounds very difficult, but actually it can be done very easily. It's called keyword to content map. It's basically a spreadsheet which I do with Google Documents, Google Docs, because they can be shared. So we work on it at the same time, me and my clients. And well, you can have a plenty of columns on those keyword to content maps. I've seen some which are really, really complicated, but when you're working on your own, you can just keep your spreadsheet very easy and simple. You can have on a column your URL, on another column you can have basically your keywords. Then you can add some more columns like who's ranking on the first page, on the first results for the keyword, which related keywords you might use, and how is the search engine results page like. So if there are any image results, video results, because you know those pages change. If you search for something, you won't always have the same kind of results. On some pages, you will see images if it's been proven that people use images. For example, if you're looking for furniture, if you're looking for fashion design, then you will see images. If you're looking for example, some music artists, you will see videos as tabs. Because people tend to use it, Google is tracking the results and it's showing always the best possible results as a mission statement. So you can add the column saying what's in the typical search engine results page, just to know if you might be interested in making a video or some kind of infographics for an image or similar particular kind of content. But the basic, very important columns are the URL, the page, and the keyword, and possibly the related keywords, because you know you can never leave a keyword alone. It's going to be feeling lonely and depressed. You should surround that keyword with some friends surrounding keywords, related keywords, which help convey and strengthen the importance of that keyword on the page. That is something that's called latent semantic indexing, and it's a part of the way Google can understand what a page is about. Sometimes I make the comparison with the word cars, which might mean the cars we drive, the Pixar movie, or the toy cars, and Google can understand what a keyword is about by the context of it, same as we do. So if surrounded with, in that page, they find information about the Pixar movie, Lightning McQueen and this kind of stuff, then it's about the movie. If it's around wooden safe toys, then it's Hot Wheels or anything like this. It's about toy cars. Or if it's some brand of cars, then it's a car that we drive. And the same we should do. So we should always have a topic, targeted keyword, and some surrounding related ones. And this is where it becomes a little bit difficult, because choosing the right keyword is very important. I suggest to spend time on your keyword search. One of the best helps a professional can give you is to give you real values, because you can do some keyword search on your own, but for free you can't find values to understand which keywords are more used, which have less competition, which synonyms you might possibly have. So that's one of the things for which a professional help can really change the game, because you can get much better results in less time. But assuming you have your keywords, then what you need to do is place them on those columns on your spreadsheet. So each of your existing pages must have on a column, next to that there must be a column saying which is the targeted keyword that is pointing to, and possibly the related ones. So you will have these columns one next to each other. And while doing this, you will realize that you have some pages, most pages, which they do not target any keywords yet. But you will also find out that there are many keywords, they are really interesting, and you would love to use them and to be found for them. And you have not created any content which might target them. So that's important that you add some more rows in your spreadsheet with those keywords, and in the cell of the URL, in that case, you would place a not provided or something which reminds you that you must be creating content to target and focus that keyword. And these are all sweet, lovely tips for creating new content, and you already know which keywords to target on it. So this is about the keyword to content map, and that's one of the tools you should always try to consider for making a tidy situation in your site. Also remember that also your categories and tags need to be targeting keywords. If you check the previous videos in this channel, or if you check the articles in my website, marketing, there is a section which is called articles and publications, and one of this is about categories and tags, and you need to be targeting keywords in them as well. Well, what you have also to consider is that there are some more tools which you can use, and I generally suggest that you will find the guides in the articles and publications, which are Google Search Console and Google Analytics. In the articles, you find the categories. In the post categories, you will find Google Analytics training and Google Search Console training, which they tell you how to use those three tools. And these are vital for your knowledge. You should really take advantage of them. They are free, and they really help you understand some very valuable business insight and business intel about your website, and also some very interesting intel about how Google is finding it. So first of all, from the Google Analytics or the Google Search Console, you can see if you which are the pages which have been having more traffic. The ones which have more traffic, you should really, really use them to drive that traffic to the other pages. You can lead the people from one page to another using the internal links, and also from those pages which have a lot of traffic, you should never forget to have some very good call to action. So you can suggest people when they are visiting those pages what to do now, where do you want them to go, and especially in the pages that you know they are your traffic magnets, because they're ranking well, because people love them particularly. Those pages should be on top of your game, and you should have them driving people exactly where you want to go. So you must be aware which are your best pages, and you need then people when they are on those pages to go where you want to go. And how do you bring people from a page to another? These are the internal links. And this is another of the tools in SEO which can give you better results. You can see if you're not sure of which are your internal links, and if you have Yoast, the free plugin for SEO on WordPress, you can have the premium version, but the free gives you this feature already, and you don't need to pay for it. When you are on the pages or on the posts on your site, you will see to the right of the date, there are two icons shaped like a piece of paper, and there are arrows. One arrow is pointing out of this piece of paper, and this is a link on this article on this page going to another one, so it's an outgoing internal link. Or in this piece of paper there is an arrow pointing inside, and in that case it means that there are some other pages linking to this page of yours. So you should imagine your website like a little net, all the pages connected one to each other. So they should be a nice strategy to link the pages one to each other, not just randomly, so that it makes a logical meaning, so that it does make sense for your user, so that their user experience is going to be even better. So make sure that you link your pages internally. This is going to help you very much. Also, another thing that you will see on your Google Search Console is now you need to consider that Google Search Console has changed, and I will make a new article. Now I will add the notes. I keep forgetting to add the notes in my videos, but I will add them because there are some articles which can be useful. For example, about the Yoast plugin, there are two free guides which can be very helpful. One is for getting all the green traffic lights, all the green dots in the keyword section, and one which is very recent because it's just been published like 2 days ago with the help of lovely copywriter friend of mine, Sarah. We are explaining how to get the readability tab with a green dot. So I will add this in the notes as well. And well, yeah, you will see some notes now to the article explaining some of the things you can keep reading what I'm now telling. And also the categories of the site where you find the Google Search Console training and the Google Analytics training, the free training, which you find the tutorial and articles on my site. And Google Search Console has changed recently, and there is a new version which is being rolled all over the world in this period. So now I'm pretty sure you have it already. If you've been noticed, there is a new version of Google Search Console, and I will make an article about it as well, just to show which are differences and why it is even easier now to optimize your site with the new version of Google Search Console. But one of the things which was there earlier and is still present there is very, very important, and it's your way to understand if there are any broken links, any 404 errors, page not found. Because this a kind of error, the 404 and the 500 errors, they are errors you really don't want to have on your site. So Google doesn't like it. Your users don't like them at all. You can imagine when you try to open a page and you see page not found. That's so disappointing. That's so unprofessional. And you might really want to close that site. And that's a big loss in business opportunities for your site. So you don't want to have any page not found. You need when you have this kind of issue to redirect your traffic. Page not found may happen, for example, when you have changed the URL. You start optimizing a page. For example, you are using your Yoast SEO, and you start optimizing a page using that keyword in all the places which are suggested. And one of the places is the slug part of the URL, which is after your extension of the domain name. And in that case, you see when you change the slug, Yoast gives you a warning. It says, warning, if you change this, you might break a link. Consider redirecting it. Now, the premium version of Yoast has got a redirecting redirection manager inside. But if you don't want to buy it, you can have your redirection free plugin in yours, in your WordPress. It's just a plugin that you download and you activate. And what it does redirect all the errors or the pages that you've changed. For example, you have a page which is slash X and you change it for any reason in /Y. You want to tell Google and your users that that page will be found at this new address, because basically it is like when you're moving something in your house, you're not moving something which nobody uses, you're moving something that everybody uses, like toothbrush, toothpaste. You want to make people know where they will find them. So you need to redirect people to that place. You need to tell them you're not going to find it here, at least it's there. And the same you need to do with your redirection. The redirection plugin will let people and Google know, will basically automatically move them to the right place when they try to go in the wrong place. You can either set up manually every time the new URL, so you place the old URL and every time you change it, you use the new URL. Or what I suggest you to do is to set up in the options of this plugin, you need to activate to tick the choice of monitoring all the possible changes. So if you're changing a post, a category, an article, a page, if you activate all of this, whenever you change any, you are going to be notified, and the plugin is going to be notified, and it's going to change automatically to the new location, and you shouldn't have any 404, but do check every now and then. Check your Search Console, check your Google Analytics to see if you're having any errors, see how the performance is going, and what you can do to get all those errors fixed, so that they do not create any problems to your user experience, and consequently to your ranking. So these are the first tips I would suggest when you're starting your SEO project. Over time, I will give you more, but these are things that can really give you a big difference. Just if you start doing this, you will see that your traffic will increase, but even more important, it will become more relevant to your niche. You will be found for those terms you really would like to, because you have been optimizing your site for that. So you are going no more to have a website which has got some very randomly targeting content, but your content will be targeting some specific keywords which you have decided with your keyword to content map. Summing up, then you will have your Google Analytics, and you will know which are the best performing pages, and from those pages you will link to other pages with internal linking and call to action, so that people will know what to do when they are using those important pages. You will also check your search console for the errors, and in case you spot any page not found, um, 404 errors, then you will fix them manually if you want to spend a lot of time on it, or using a plugin like redirection, which is going to be automatically redirecting people from the error pages to those. So it's three things to remember: making a keyword to content map, checking your pages, your most used pages, and internal linking your website, all your content, so that it makes sense, and checking your errors, your 404. If you do these three things, you're really going to see a difference. And please do let me know, give me some kind of feedback. Let me know how it's going, if you're already seeing some results, if you would like to know something more about this, you can find all the contacts from my site, the Pinterest, SEO.marketing. You also find all my social media accounts, and do let me know if you would like some next sessions to be about something else, something you would like to be clear, or something you would like to have more information about, any doubts on the SEO of your site, and or if you would like to have any kind of professional assistance, you would like not to take on your own about all these things, because you have too many things already to think about every single day. Well, I'm here for this, so you can feel safe to trust me and leave me your site in good hands, and you will really see how much the difference is when you're working actually actively on optimizing a site. Well, it does change the performance, business opportunities that you get, how it's going to be really one of the best tools for business then, because it can be, and it should be. So it's all for now. Thank you for following me. I hope you liked it as much as I did, and see you next week. Bye.